Hold up, before you get to watching this video, let me talk to you for a second. Hit that bell down below and subscribe to the Fitz Take Podcast YouTube channel so you'll know when every episode is dropping or if something has been posted on this page. Also, be sure to follow me and Elijah on our social media platforms. They will be linked down in the description. Now back to the episode. Louisiana facing off with Kennesaw State. Head coach Michael Desimo had his media availability on Monday, and he had a pretty strong statement. Let's take a listen in at it.
You shouldn't overlook anyone. And that's, we're until we prove otherwise, we're a 6-7 football team. And we haven't done crap to do it otherwise. We've won one game this year. So if we want to be looked at differently, then we're going to have a different type of season. So for us, I'm telling you right now, if anyone in our building is overlooking this football team, then we got some real issues. We shouldn't.
If anybody in this building is overlooking this team, we got some real issues because we ain't done crap. He said we ain't done crap. He said it with his chest. I posted that video on social media, man. People are still talking about that. They saying that this team feels different because this coach has a different mentality. I love it. I got to hop right into it, man. I absolutely love Coach Desimo making it abundantly clear to his team, to the public, to everyone that cares about the Ragin Cajuns and to the nation, that this team understands that they've gone 6-7 for 2 seasons in a row. They understand that they have not won a bowl game since the 2021 season when they went 13-1. They understand that right now they were, I believe, picked to finish 5th there in the Sun Belt or whatever it was. They were picked to not win it. I can't remember what the exact number is. They understand that people are overlooking them right now, and they are trying to get things back to the way that they were. So he's making it clear. Yes, we went 1-0. We beat Grambling, which was a team that you're supposed to beat. But we cannot come in here, look at Kennesaw State, and expect to just beat them just because the money line says that we're 14.5-point favorites. He says we got to go in and earn the right to win. Go in, do your week of preparation, and then go out and play the football game to make sure that you come out on top. I absolutely love when a coach sets the tone. But then what I love even more is when the team is able to back it up. When he's able to talk it and they able to walk it, that's a dangerous combination there. Because now that coach know he could go to the podium and say anything, his team going to back him up. So he could go in there and say, we going to whoop them boys, and his team going to whoop them boys. Oh, man, it's over with then. That's the best feeling in the world.
Well, and I completely agree because, like he said, they didn't prove anything yet. Desimo in his 3 years here now, 14-13, I want to say.
14-14, man.
14-14. And that's not it's not a losing coach, but it's not a winning coach either. And like we said, we want winners. He understands what his task is this year. 6-7 is not going to cut it. Anything under a Sun Belt championship is not going to cut it. And the way that he's talking, anything that he's not hosting a Sun Belt championship game in that Cajun field is not going to cut it. And I respect what Desimo was saying with that because, like you said, man, it's nothing more dangerous than a coach talking that talk and the players walking that walk. So, we seen it last week. We talked about the key word. They were aggressive. This week, we hope the same thing. They stay aggressive on the offensive and defensive side of the football. But the one thing that I really, really enjoy is that he's not content with a win against Grambling State. Because I'm not even content with the win with Grambling State. No offense to Grambling State, but when you have a bigger and better roster, you're supposed to take care of business and handle business the way that they did last Saturday night. Now, this time around, you got to do the same thing against Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State is another HBCU. It's another program that's out there in Atlanta, and then now this time they're on the road. So we get to see the best of both worlds. We know they can handle it at home with the Cajun fans screaming for them. Let's see what they can do when the Kennesaw State fans are screaming at them. So I want to see if that works out for them, and then that's going to be the real thing for me. Can they do it on the road? They got a long schedule ahead of them, but one game at a time, and they got to take care of business out there in Atlanta.
Absolutely, man. So if you had to just give early keys to victory, early things that you are assessing of what you think this team needs to do to come out on top, what do you think some of those things are that UL needs to do to ultimately come out on top when they leave Kennesaw, Georgia.
Stay aggressive. I mean, that's the only thing. Stay aggressive and play your game. Honestly, I think with them being out there last week, there's a play action to open the game that go over the top. I'm not saying Dez do that again, but at the same time, I expect him to do that a couple of times throughout the ball game, going over the top, finding that soft spot in the defense, and just burning the roof off of it, man. The Cajuns are extremely talented. We seen that last Saturday. But the thing is, they just have to play their game, be aggressive, and not play to lose. Because, again, we've seen games where they blew the lead in the fourth quarter, or they blew the lead in general, and just never really recover from anything. So let's just hope that they stay aggressive. That's the only thing that with Kennesaw State. I don't see anything. I don't see Kennesaw State walking away with a win unless the Cajuns really drop the ball. What about you, Fitz?
Absolutely. I think the two things, and I've said it on this show before, and especially now on the road, when you go on the road, the two things that you have to do is you have to have a run game and you have to play great defense. Because if you can run the football, it sets up everything else. If you can run the football, you control the pace of the game. If you run the football, you wear defenses down. You keep the opposing offenses off the field, and you ultimately control the game. And then once you punch it in and score, say you go out and you get the ball first, and you go with a 7-minute drive. Okay, that knocks the quarter down to 8 minutes. And now your defense goes out and they play rejuvenated. They get a 3 and out, or they get a stop. You get the ball back. You go with another 6-7 minute drive. The quarter over then. You didn't cut the game ultimately in half because you're able to run the football. Now, am I saying to, drain the clock and wait till the 2 seconds and then snap it? That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying when you're able to run the football, when you're able to control the pace of the game, whether that's wanting to go up tempo or if that's wanting to drain the clock all the way down, you're able to do those things because you control the pace of the game. And then, like I said, play great defense. Continue to apply pressure to Kennesaw State's quarterback. Continue to make them uncomfortable. Pull him off of his spot. Make it to where, he's not able to make easy throws. Stop the run. Do all the things that you need to do to ultimately get yourselves off the field and play well on third downs. If you can win the third down margin, if you can win the turnover battle, if you can run the football well, that's a recipe for a win. It's always going to be a recipe for a win in my eyes.
I agree. Go UL, baby. Go UL. I expect that at the end of the game. So I don't think this game will be a close contest at all. Like I said, I just think UL could pull this one off, man.
Absolutely. The Ragin Cajuns will face off with the Kennesaw State Owls on Saturday, September the 7th at 6 o'clock p.m. It will air on ESPN Plus. UL on Sunday, when we taped this show, they were a 15-point favorite. And then Monday when it aired, they were a 14.5-point favorite. As of Tuesday of us recording it, they are currently a 15.5-point favorite going into that matchup. So the money line is saying that the Cajuns should win this game by 2 touchdowns. But like you heard Coach Dez say, we haven't done crap. So none of the money line, no line, any of that. None of that stuff matters as they head into that. Thank you so much for watching this clip of the Fitz Take Podcast. Be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also follow me and Elijah on our social media platforms. They will be linked down in the description. And remember, every episode of the Fitz Take Podcast will air right here on the YouTube channel every Monday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.